Okay, this is part one of a two-part film. All right. So we're going to start with our first exercise, separate the clouds. So we're sinking, if your knees will allow that, joining our hands on the in-breath, the hands coming up, turning the hands mid-body and out-breath, all the way around to the next in-breath here. I'll do about 10 of these, okay? Keeping the back upright as you sink, in-breath and out-breath. In-breath and out-breath. In-breath and out-breath. And if seated, the exercise is just the same, except you've got to come in front of your knees. In-breath, out-breath. In-breath and out-breath. And as you can see from the chair I've chosen, it's easier to allow free movement of the arms and the upper body if your chair doesn't have arms on it. Which might get in the way of some of these movements. Okay, just a couple more standing. Remember, in-breath as the hands come up and out-breath as they drop down. In-breath and out-breath. And try to imagine or visualize the breath rising up from the soles of the feet up your body and out at the top of the head. Just one more. Okay. Now a variation on that exercise 2 here, is opening the fan. Now it starts in just the same way. Nice deep in-breath, but this time if you can take the in-breath all the way up to the raised arms and then turn your body to your left and let the hands come down front and back as you breathe out, and then turning back to the front again for the next in-breath. In-breath, turning to your right and out-breath. In-breath. And just turning as far as you feel comfortable for the out-breath. So we're getting some rotation in the spine, as well as our slow deep breathing and smooth, slow actions with the arms. Now the seated version, very similar, but again the scooping action has to be done in front of the knees. And it might not be easy to go too far round, but that doesn't matter. Just turn as much as you can. It moves the spine and the internal organs. And of course, I'm not going so far round in order to avoid hitting the back of the chair. So it's a slight modification for performing this exercise seated. In-breath and out-breath. In-breath all the way up to there, and then the out-breath. A couple more times standing. In breath. Out breath. In breath. And out breath. Okay, we're going to do a coordination based exercise now, okay? So quite simply, seated or standing is identical because we're not going to be doing much with legs in this. Left palm up, right palm down, okay? Your left palm is up and your right palm is down. I know I'm not exactly mirroring you in this. That's deliberate, so you've got another layer of coordination to do. So I'm going to be bringing my left palm, the palm up is coming back to the side of my chest, the palm down is going forward. And once they finish their travel, so I've got palm up back here at the ribs, palm down is simply the length of my arm, I'm going to turn both palms at the same time. And again, my palm up is travelling back to me, palm down, travelling away from me. That's the end of their travels. So turn both palms and let them come forward and back again. Now, this time I'd like you to be looking at the upturned palm and following it as it comes all the way back to the side of you. And remember, just the same as they finish travelling, turn both palms and bring your gaze to the upturned palm. Coming back, turn both palms, bring the gaze to the upturned palm and watch it as it comes back. Always turn both palms at the same time and the upturned palm will be coming back, the down turn going forward. Turn both palms. So we've got to refocus from that upturned palm being pretty close to me here, turn both palms, and I've got to refocus further away and just watch it come back. Turn and then travel. Turn and then travel. And we're just going to do one more. Turn and then bring them back side by side. Okay. Now, I will mirror you on this. So whatever position you were in before, please have your left palm up and your right palm down. This is coordination and breathing together. Okay, so we're going to breathe as one goes up and one goes down. Turn the palms at the end of that in-breath and breathe out as you're bringing them back together again. So always the upturned palm goes up. Turn both palms and bring them back side by side. That's where the out-breath ends. The in-breath ends up there. Turn both and out-breath when they're side by side. If you want to be a little bit more energetic and you're doing this in standing, nice stretch and then sink in the knees during the out-breath, stretching on the in-breath and sinking on the out-breath. Seated version, pretty well identical. In-breath and out-breath. In-breath and out-breath. The only difference being perhaps is that the down-going hand, the palm down, can only go down about as far as your knees and then it needs to come up again. In-breath, out-breath. Last one, in-breath and out-breath. Not too many of those because you don't want to start feeling faint over breathing. Okay, going to do a couple here where we're moving forward and back with the weight. So, it's very important, shoulder width apart is where you start, and just step forward with your left foot and bending the left knee, okay? The back foot you want to perhaps turn at an angle so that you can better move your weight back over the back leg with the toes of the front leg raised, okay? And we're going to start with our hands by the face for as if shutting a door. So we breathe in here, turn the hands, bring our weight forward and breathe out. Turn the hands, bring our weight back and breathe in. Turn the hands, breathing out. And here you can, with the imagination, bring your attention to the surface of your face and imagine you're breathing in through the skin of your face and breathing out through the skin of your face. Breathing in and breathing out. Breathing in and breathing out. We'll just do one more. And then this last one, just step your back foot up to your front foot. Okay? And now we're going to step back with the left to leave the right foot forward and the right knee bent. Okay? Remember, we're going to be moving back and forward. But I'm going to just demonstrate the seated version. So, right foot slightly in advance of the left, just to stop oneself from over balancing as you bring your weight forward. But again, if we start here, those of you standing will have your weight on the left leg. Going to turn the hands and breathe out as we bring the weight onto our right leg. Those of us doing this seated are just rocking our body back and forward. Back on the in-breath and forward on the out-breath. But we've got that right foot in advance of our chair, just so the security and balance when we come forward. Breathing in through the face, if you remember, and out through the face. In and out. In and out. And last one. Those of you standing, bring your left foot back up to your front foot. If you're seated, just let the hands drop down slowly. Now, a couple of balancing exercises here. You may wish to have if you're standing, you may wish to have a chair near you, or perhaps even in front of you. That's fine. But we're going to be raising the right knee and the right hand. Okay, so like the wooden tops. And of course, seated, you may not have the balance challenge, but you've got the coordination challenge. And in fact, you'll find your tummy muscles get quite engaged in this. So I'll start seated. Remember, right hand and right knee, as if you've got a fixed length of string between your palm and your kneecap, so that we try and raise them and keeping the hand the same distance above the knee once it's left contact. Rising up and down, up and down. Now, if this pace is a little challenging for those of you standing, then you can break the pattern and go with whatever feels comfortable for you. And of course, do remember that that could even be just lifting the knee by just tilting forward onto the toes, raising only the heel. But if you feel more confident, come up as high as you feel happy with. And remember, in the last resort, you can always do this, just touching the chair for security. I'm looking down there because I always like to fix my eyes on a spot. It helps me balance. Good. And then a more advanced version. This time we're going to stand with our hands roughly just in front of the chest, seated, hands just in front of the chest. And this time we're going to raise the right knee, and the right palm is going to try and face the ceiling, the left palm between the knees there facing the floor, and then we're going to change over. So I'm going to raise my left knee and the left hand high, the right hand goes low, and right hand, right knee, and left hand, left knee. Standing, of course, we have the challenge. Let's go back to right hand, right knee. And then the hands just pass each other in front of the body, and left hand, left knee. Got a few more of these to make up the count of 10. And that'll be the end of this little mini film, and I'll make another one with doing some different exercises. So you can play one after the other if you want a good 30 minutes plus perhaps of exercises between the two films. And last, one each. Right knee, right hand. Last one, left knee, left hand. Okay, look out for part 2.